Ah, I see what I did now. Ah, sorry about that. I've been talking, 15 minutes and you haven't heard me? I'm sorry. Um, it's because I turn off everything to do with my microphone unless I'm actually on using it because I don't like all this stuff listening to me. I noticed that like I'll start getting advertisements for whatever I'm randomly talking about to myself or what I happen to be listening to. Um, and I don't like that. So anyway, what I was saying was that I've been coloring in this book by it's actually by like one of my least favorite illustrators from the lithographic series. And but I really like this book. This is one of the older ones and I don't remember what year it's from, but I really like it. And so I started with the pages like that I was showing. I started with page 1 with the fox. And then actually started just by the with the mushrooms, and then I wasn't sure what to do about the fox, and so I went on to the next page because I was just in a mood where I just wanted to color something. So I went to the pink and green girl. I was trying to make this look like rose gold, but I don't have that skill. But I'm not giving up on it though. Um, but when I got as far as like I don't know, and I don't want to mess it up, I went on to the pomegranate page. And did I skip one? Yeah, I skipped the grasshopper page. I wasn't feeling the grasshopper page at the moment. So I went to the pomegranate page. And I used like um the Cretacolor pencil. I used um two different polychromos on this. And I used the Derwent Lightfast all on this pomegranate. And I don't know what happened, but whatever mode I was in at that moment, I was working on it while I was listening to something or whatever. Um, I feel like I was in like painting mode or something when I did this, and it could be the grapes that did it because I love painting grapes. I really do. I did a still life that has. Is it in this one? No, I have a still life on my wall that I did that actually has a pomegranate in it. I also have one I think that I have that has grapes in it. My favorite thing to color grapes, paint. Anyway, so yeah, so I just seem to be like in this book, so I'm staying in this book. My apologies that I had no sound for 15 minutes. I have to unclick several things to turn my microphone off. I found, I don't know, it just seems like if I don't turn all of those off, I start getting ads and things that reflect and things that turn up when I search Google that are actually things I've been saying or listening to. And I'm like, stop that. This it's just kind of scary. But I mean, I'm not scared though. It's just like I don't want anything listening to me. So I have my Alexa off too. It's like stop. What reason? There can't be any good reason anything would have to listen to me 24/7. Because I ain't got anything that great to say, in my opinion. Until people start really paying attention to um, what some of these things are doing and what some of these things are possibly being used for or whatever, and putting in guardrails, guidelines, regulations for that. Yeah, I'm just shutting them all down. Which reminds me, I gotta turn the microphone off on my phone. Do that too. It'll remind me when I take a phone call if it's off. But I just don't. I'm just not happy with what I see people doing with our privacy and our information. And until I can trust them, I'm going to keep shutting things off and staying off of things. I'm very unhappy with that. But it's the thing. Everything we have here on earth is a tool. It's neutral. It's not innately bad. It's what people decide to do with it. And I want people to choose good. And unfortunately, as human beings, sometimes the only way we'll do good is if we're forced to do good. Sad but true. So I'm praying for that. Okay, we're leaving the white alone. That really is bugging me, but I can't do anything about it right now. So next I did the orange whose tip I ruined. I think I have another one of these somewhere. No, this isn't it. That's hot pink. They all look the same, all these ends. They're like so close together. It's not this one, is it? Nope, this is orange. Although I could use it. What do I do with it? I think I have more than one of those anyway. This is another one I used. There it is. The short one. Is this scarlet? No, it's called Pure Red. Doesn't seem like pure red, but it says it's pure red, so we're going to let it be what it wants to be. I'm going to try and use this tip for as much as we can before it falls off. I don't know how long. It doesn't. I can't. It's getting on my nerves already. It's coming out. Okay, which one did I find? Still trying to find the right sharpener for these chroma flows. I had it before, I think, because I've been using these for forever. It didn't have a problem, but I don't remember what I was using. See, I don't like how stubby that is, but whatever. It works, and we ain't got a lot of pencil left, so we shouldn't complain. Although I think I have a spare of this. Trying not to go into where the white part is. One thing I've been doing a lot of lately is baking bread in my bread maker, and I really like it. And so far, I have made. Hold on 1 second. Can I do that? Well, this is interesting. It's a good thing I went on there. Oh, that's wild. For some reason, the chat is not showing up on. It's not showing up on Restream. That's wild. So my apologies if you've been talking to me and I haven't answered. I didn't know you were there. That's really wild. It's not showing the chat. There's always something going on. Okay, let me go through the chat. Hey, Lori. And hey, Joe. Shar. Hello, Shar. Yeah, I was muted. Hey, Mandy. All kinds of technical difficulties. God. Okay. So I think I'm caught up. Happy Friday, everybody. Yes, I was muted, and then now I don't know why, but Restream isn't showing the chat on my um in the Restream thing. So I had to. I don't know. I just decided, even though I could see the sound thing was going, I thought, well, let me go onto YouTube and just see what my sound is like. And that's when I see all this stuff going on in the chat. It's like, it's not showing me that there is anything. And then I open up the chat thing because, like, it'll show a dot there if people have been talking. But then there wasn't a dot there, but I opened it up anyway, and it's not even showing chat at all. So I don't know. But I went through, yeah. Oh, well, I'll tell you about that in a little bit, that part. Let's talk about the bread first. And remind me to tell you about the computer if you want to hear about it. Um, but yeah, so by the way, Jill, I cut my bread in Vibrant. If you're anywhere around or if you happen to watch this replay, I cut my bread and I got like three good slices, the end, and then two more that were basically kind of like the end too, because they're near the end. And then from there, it started getting like the bread was soft and it was kind of and I used my crank thing that I just got the manual bread slicer. So it started off good and then it went to whatever. So like I'm making lots of breadcrumbs. And then I went and used, what did I use? Did I use the knife? No, I gave up. But I wrapped up the pieces that I had and I actually ate. Vibrant, you're here. Yeah, I done messed up that. But like, okay, so this is what happened. And I was thinking of you while I was doing this, like, man, I wish Vibrant were here. Cut my bread. Um, So I just made a sandwich from the two pieces. I had one piece that was like pretty good, although if I handled it too much, it was gonna fall apart. And then I had another one that was kind of like kind of cracking, and it's like, yeah, well, the mayonnaise will make it stick. It'll make it stick. It won't fall apart. And I was able to eat. It was real, and it's really good. The flavor is really good. It has 2.5 cups of whole wheat flour, 1.5 cup of all purpose flour, and 2 tablespoons of rye flour. And I don't know, you don't really taste, it doesn't taste rye-ish, is that a word? But I don't know, it adds something to the flavor. No, I'm not going to throw it out. Excuse me. I can tell you why the reason I threw, okay, the first loaf I made was white bread. It was my very first one ever. I didn't realize how fast it would spoil. So that's why some of that went out in the garbage, okay, because it got moldy and I couldn't do anything with it. So I learned my lesson from that with how to store it. The second one, the second loaf was my first whole wheat bread because that's one reason why I wanted the thing is because I want to make my own whole wheat. Well, the bread had been sitting since last night, so and I just cut it at like what was it like 3 o'clock, so it wasn't too warm. But I can tell you too what I think might be the case with it. But I followed the recipe to a T. I'm still doing like research now, but it's not the bread that I made. This bread that I made was not as firm as the 100% whole wheat bread I made. Um, which I think if I had I don't know. Well, but then I hacked up that bread too. But actually, I did some pieces with that 100% whole wheat bread. I cut some of the pieces I had left and I use gloves. I actually use those gloves that are supposed to prevent you from, you know, getting cut or whatever they're called. I can't remember what they're called now. Um, and I used my our electric knife, that we use for carving meat. I used that to cut one of the thick slices of my 100% whole wheat bread that I kind of hacked up, and it did pretty good, and the bread held together even with me having just that narrow piece that was like about this wide. So I thought, maybe I should do that. But this bread is softer that I baked last night. So what happened? What had happened was when my husband wanted to try some of it, the bread. I says, okay. I says, well, okay. Now with cutting it, I says, let's see if you can cut it. And so he tried with some other serrated knife that we have. It's supposed to be like this really good set of knives. Nah, that was just like it was just crumbling. It was like, so I thought, okay, well, try the electric knife and see if that works. And so he did one piece and it did okay, and then the next piece it just went. So he's doing like I'm doing and gathering up the crumbs, gathering up the pieces, put them in the bag there because like I'm just gonna be making like somebody else that I saw on the Reddit says that was saying that they're making an awful lot of bread pudding because of their first breads like crumbling up or whatever. So I actually went before I cut the bread. Actually, I maybe I was expecting more of the same. I went on Amazon and I bought a knife that I actually had in my cart because I thought, nah, I don't need this. I'm going to use the electric knife, but I obviously that's not going to work on everything either. Um, a Mercer um, bread knife, which some people have talked good about on the Reddit bread machine forum. So that's coming Sunday. So unless we finish the bread by then, which it is possible we might finish the bread by then. But although like see I don't eat a lot of bread really. But I am in the process of trying to get the bread that I want, which calls for me making a lot of different breads and figuring out how bread making works so then I can develop the bread that I want. And by the way, Jill, you can make bread in there with um flours other than wheat flour. So now there might be something with the proofing because this was the first time that I did not do the entire process in the bread machine. I just I didn't let it bake in the bread machine. I baked it in the oven because I don't like the shape it is in the machine because the slices are too big. And I don't like big bread slices. I like small, thin bread slices. Um, so yeah, and it was pretty, very pretty, and it tastes really good, and the texture is really nice. But it has this kind of, I could even bring you a slice and let you see it. Hold on, I'm going to show you because you know your stuff. I'll be right back. Okay, here it comes. I'm going to show both of my, but these are my good breads that I really like. Okay, this is the one that, oh, is it wet? Why is that wet? Oh, no, 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 that's not going to work. Hold on. Why is this wet? Okay, this is, hey, Ivy Pearl. This is the bread I made last night. Okay, these are the the remains, other than the loaf the part of the loaf I haven't cut into yet. This is what's happening, and it tastes so good. And I'm gonna try not to eat any while I'm sitting here because it's that good. It's like collapsing, but it looks, yeah, it was. I finished baking it last. Let's see, what time was it? Was it 6 p.m. or something like that? And I didn't cut it until 2:30, 3 o'clock, right after Jill's live is when I cut it. So I don't know if I need to add um, vital wheat gluten to it, so it'll have more of a, oh, I don't know, but the bread tastes really good, but it's falling apart, kind of. But it tastes so good. Hey Taylor. So, um, that was last night's bread, the one that's part whole wheat flour, um, part all-purpose flour, and a little bit of rye flour. Now, see, these are the, oh, well, now those pieces are falling apart too. My husband used one of the three that cut good. Okay, here's the end, which I'm going to toast. I want to see what it tastes like toasted. And then this one stays together. This one was at the end. This is second to the end. So it was like this. This one stays together. And the other one that stayed together like this, my husband used for a sandwich because his other piece he sliced fell apart. So he used the electric thing, and I was watching as he did it, and it just like, it's like, oh. And I told him, go from the bottom and the corner and the bottom, start there. And it just was, so there's, so, I don't know, there's something about the, I'm going to get it though. So, and I don't want to alter any of the recipes that I use because I want to see how it turns out following the recipe because I'm still trying to learn how to do this. So I guess I'm going to be making a lot of breadcrumbs, bread pudding, and croutons for a little bit. But this is my fourth loaf. You have to knead it longer. Okay. Now see, this was the thing. In their instructions, what happened was the instructions were saying, okay, if um that there's a certain point before the third rise that the machine will beep 10 times. And that's when you can take the kneading paddle out. And then it has in an asterisk under there, it says, if you're going to, basically, it's saying if you're going to bake it in the oven, this is when you want to take it out. And I'm like, well, why would you take it out before the third rise? That didn't make sense to me, but that's what it was telling you to do. And then I went on the bread machine Reddit and I started asking them the question because I kept going back and forth, back and forth. I don't know. And it's all sticky and everything. And I'm taking it out. And it's like, I don't think I'm supposed to do this yet, but it's telling me this is when I should do it. But why am I skipping the third rise? So I kept searching. Do you need to let the bread rise 3 times? And other people were saying, no, we only let it rise twice, whatever, whatever, whatever. So that's the problem. It's not needed enough. Okay. Okay. See, I don't want to be needing it myself. That's one reason I like the machine. I don't have to do any of that. But I got to figure out a way to. And this is another thing about the bread machine. They don't tell you how long each part of, like how long each rise lasts, and how I can't though. I'm not going to be sitting there kneading and watching rising and trying to get the temperature right. Although I did notice that my oven has a bread proofing thing, but then from what I'm reading on that, people are saying that that is too hot. So I don't want that either. Now I could have just left it in the machine and it would have been okay like this loaf, except for the fact that I can't cut. This loaf would have been fine, except I cannot cut bread yet because this one is firmer and it had a good flavor. I really like it. I really like it. I was trying to figure out a way to put some of these pieces together to make a sandwich. I liked it so much. It's like, how can I put this together somehow so it'll okay, now this is the hole from the paddle because I didn't know when to take the paddle out. They're telling you can take the paddle out, and I was like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't do it. I don't get it. I figured it out, but I don't like it. With this one, but so this is this piece with the hole in it from the paddle, and this is like old. This is like I don't know, a week old. I've been keeping it in the refrigerator, which may not be the best place. I think I'm gonna stick the whole bag in the freezer to work with it later. Okay, now this is evidence of my cutting. Okay, this is what was happening. I wasn't cutting it. Couldn't cut it straight, and I had a guide thing too, and I just wasn't. It was like I don't know if it was moving or what. I couldn't cut it. And okay, this is the other thing. For me, I don't like my bread. I don't like it this thick. If I'm making it myself, this is too thick for me. I like thin sliced bread. So that's part of the problem too. I want thin sliced bread. I don't want thick bread. Yeah, I've been reading now that the freezer is better, that the refrigerator will make the bread actually go stale or something like that. Because it tastes this bread tastes good. It tastes really good. Okay, and the only reason why I didn't make this one again is because I'm trying to try different recipes to see which one really. I don't know. I'm trying to try because I'm trying to figure this thing out. Like I said, I'm gonna have a lot of bread pudding and croutons. I'm making croutons out of this one. Um, yeah. So all I need is Vibrant to come to my house and cut my bread, and I'll be all right. That's what I decided. Vibrant's coming to cut my bread. Okay. So that's my that's what I've been doing. My bread saga. So you're saying, okay, yeah, don't proof an oven. Yeah, that looks a little sketchy to me too. Just because they put it on, because you know what? They also say with the oven, it has a cleaning cycle, and everywhere I've read, it says don't run the cleaning cycle on your oven, or you will ruin it. I'm like, well, that's weird. They put it on there, and then it'll ruin it. I mean, yes, I will agree with that. Ooh, I will agree with that. So, child, I haven't even gotten into like trying like they people on that bread machine forum. They make gluten free bread and all of this other kind of stuff, like from different kind of flours. I haven't even gone there yet. Wait till I get there because I'm ready. I want to make my own bread that has all the fiber in the world. As less starch as possible. I don't know. That's probably not even possible. But whatever. With all the see, my thing is I want a healthy bread that doesn't have boogers in it. I don't like that Arnold bread I bought that has I don't want wheat bread or any kind of bread that has chunks of things inside it. Ugh, I call them boogers. I don't want no boogers in my bread. And I don't want any yellow mold on it either. That sent me over the edge. Okay, so um yeah, they said it will ruin your oven. I forgot what they said it would do, like, but it's not good. I have run it a couple times and I'm like, oh, I see what it does. It makes the thing turn to ash, but nah. Um, yep. And actually, this might give me the courage to just make it without the machine, to be honest. Now that I'm learning the process of it. Yeah, I had some bread that had yellow mold on it. Some store bought bread. It was like some Arnold bread. And there were like two or three pieces left in the thing. And when I pulled it out and pulled it out the bag, it had yellow mold. I was like, where in what world is there yellow mold on bread? Mold on bread is supposed to be white and green. What is this? I don't know what they're doing to our food. That made me buy a bread machine. That was all it took. That was all it took. Anyway, um, so let me see. I just wanted to. So you said, so I have to figure out. I don't know. I was trying to find answers about that whole thing with the third rise. Um, and that bread machine because I don't yeah, I don't know. I was so unsure about it that I took out when it I took it out cuz they said take it out if you're going to bake it in the oven, but then I was like I don't understand. It's not going through the third rise, so I actually went and put it in my microwave, not with the microwave on. Okay, microwave is off. I figured it's dark and it's closed up. So I figured let me do it there because I had been preheating my oven to bake it, so it was too hot for me to try and get another rise out of it from there. So, well, my thing is like there's some things that I never use a rice cooker. I'm Jamaican. I know how to cook rice any kind of way on any day with my hands tied behind my back. but but like the crock pots, air fryers, my it's my electric pressure cooker, which is basically an Instapot. It helps me to get things done faster because like especially with working, it's like I don't always have all the time to really do the stuff all the way. And I love my food processor and my Ninja. Oh, I love my, you know what I love? One thing I love my Ninja for, which is kind of silly, is doing um eggs, like stir mixing the eggs. What do you call it? Like what the hell? How do you call it? I can't remember. Like you're making scrambled eggs to make that to mix the eggs to put in fried rice. I love it. It gets it like at this consistency that is so wonderful. But yeah, I do kind of like my gadgets. I don't like to go overboard, but I do like things that will help me do something that I wouldn't normally do. Cause like I wouldn't normally bake my own bread. I'm still dealing with the residue of having had four cats in my house, and I don't even make my own pie crust now because I'm still trying to make sure every stinking bit of cat hair and dog hair is not anywhere to be found. Because you know how them things will come up like years later, and it's like it'll be hidden somewhere. It's like what the heck? So yeah, it's gonna be probably be 20 years before I can trust myself to make pie crust again. But that's exaggeration. But um, so let me see. You said it needs to be kneaded more. I just want to make sure I get it. After putting po finger, and it should bounce back. You're not developing the gluten enough. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing about getting used to what it looks like. So I may try to make this bread again. And then maybe I'll let it stay in the machine even though I don't like the shape of it. It makes the bread too big. It makes it like really like I don't know, like is it like what 4 by 4 or 5 by 5? I don't know. It's really huge. And but it's not big enough to cut it in half and make a sandwich. It's like just small enough where you can't do that, and big enough where like eating it as it is going to feel like you're eating like two meals. So okay, so like yeah, we were coloring, huh? Oh, so like the bread that I threw away, um, I let it sit there for a while, and I was like, nah, I'm not eating that. Um, And that was because I did not follow the recipe. Okay, Vibrant. Thank you so much for your tips. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have a good rest of your evening. Bye bye. Best moderator on YouTube. um, but it had I didn't follow the recipe exactly. And right now, because I'm learning, I need to do that because I don't know what all these different things do to the bread, the consistency or the taste. And I substituted molasses. I substituted where it asked for honey. I used molasses, and I think that was my big mistake. They're two different things in this respect. And it made the bread, I think it made the bread taste kind of metallic. Ooh, it was kind of weird. And the only way I could eat it was with cream cheese on it. It's like, okay, well, that's defeating the purpose here. I mean, making a healthy bread if I'm going to put cream cheese on it. And then I looked at the loaf, the rest of the loaf, and I was like, nah, garbage. I'm not eating that now, not later, not never. Garbage. So that's where that one went. So first one went by mold because I didn't know how long. Second one went because of metallic taste because I didn't follow the instructions exactly. And the last two are definitely, I love them, but I can't cut them. So, and it's user error. My fault. But then also, I think the last one, consistency. So it's part of the process error. But I was also making this is another big mistake. I was making dinner at the same time. I was working on that, which was really stupid. But I had a crazy day and a crazy week and getting ready for a crazy week next week. And so, like, I don't know, my brain was just like trying to do all the things. And I shouldn't have been trying to do all the things. That's my bread saga. I never realized how, like, informative Reddit is. It really is a great place. I know there's some foolala that probably goes on there, but I'm telling you, they're that bread machine community is awesome. A lot of their posts that are useful are just archived, and that's mostly where I've been. I've been reading their archived posts because everybody's already asked these questions or had these problems and whatever. So, and yeah, I still have to get used to how the bread looks at certain points. But I don't, like I was saying before, I don't like that the machine, like, nowhere do they tell you how the minutes or hours that each individual part of the process lasts. Because that's how I organize what I need to do. If I know, okay, this rise is going to last 20 minutes, this rise is going to last 30 minutes, this meeting is going to last however many minutes. I need to know that kind of stuff because that helps me, because I'm always multitasking. I ain't got time to sit there and watch it the whole time. Fluff flour and use, yeah, I've been doing the thing where, like, you spoon the flour into the thing instead of, pour method, spoon it in the measuring and then, level it off rather than just scooping into the flour and then putting it into the bowl. I learned that. And the first loaf I made with bread flour. Um, and then I was reading some people like, don't use bread flour. There's no reason for using it. But then I'm trying to stick by the recipe so I can say honestly how it turned out and why it turned out that way. That I won't, that it won't be that, Well, it didn't turn out right because, like, with that second one I made where I used molasses instead of honey, well, I can blame it on that because, I messed it up. Even if there was something else I did, I can't trace my steps and say exactly why it didn't work if I don't follow the directions. So, and you know what? Actually, this also started basically because I wanted to make cheese bread because I had that cheese bread that was wonderful. I haven't made that yet. I don't know when I will either because that sounds like a whole nother rabbit hole that I'm not ready to go down. I got to get the basic bread first. And I see all these people like doing sourdough, but I'm not, I don't think I'm that big a fan of sourdough bread. I don't know what any health benefits of sourdough bread. So I don't know if I'm going there. I want a good healthy bread. Something like that. Um oh cool. Thank you. Yeah, cuz I'm watching a lot of I'm watching a lot of YouTube bread stuff too. I'm getting that in there. I even watched one today about how to cut your bread. Go figure. Dude, didn't work, but it's partially because of the bread. So I really have to find an answer about what's in the Cuisinart booklet about taking it out of the thing and baking it myself because that's why I was looking for the separate times for how long it took for each thing because I thought the thing should stay in there for the third rise and then I could and that punch down and then I could um bake it in the oven, but it was saying take it out before the third rise. I'm like, really? So I feel like it left something out. Oh, cool. Yeah. I know I really like the flavor of the last two I did. And I think I kind of like a firmer, although I like this bread that I made. It is really nice. It's probably one I probably would more likely make for other people. Um but I really liked how firm. I like a firm dark bread, like almost like like those like one from like I don't know, medieval times or something like that, where you had that bread and you put a slab of cheese on it and that's dinner. Like, I want a bread like that that's really hearty. I can slice it thin and it won't fall apart. And a thin slice is all I need because I like more vegetables on my sandwich than anything else. Okay, Mr. Fox, where are we going? You don't have a lot of fluff down here, but I don't know how I'm going to put fluff in down there. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Well, I don't know if you saw this Ivy Pearl. This is I just had to do it. I don't know. I saw this and I had to do it in this color. My pink and green lady. I wanted to make this look like rose gold. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. But that's what I want it to look like. I don't know. I like her though. How long have I been on here? An hour? 45 minutes if you count the fact that I was on here for 15 minutes without any sound. Uh, okay, so what color? Remember how I went through this? That one yet? Or this one? I really need to get these pencils put away. I really do. I've had eye doctors, this doctor, that doctor. Next week, my colonoscopy, which I'm not looking forward to, but I got the good prep, so I'm happy for that. Don't give me any of that cheap stuff that you're giving me a gallon of something to drink because I won't make the appointment. I cannot do that stuff. It actually made me sick, and I had to cancel one colonoscopy because it's like I can't do anything. Nothing's coming out from anywhere. It's all stuck because that stuff just gave me gas. Sorry, TMI. It's like he didn't believe me. It's like, no, you don't understand. I cannot use that one. It's like I even had to tell him that I have to go every 5 years because my parents passed from colon cancer. Well, one definitely, others suspected. Um, but yeah, I don't know why I have to tell him this every time. Do not give me that cheap stuff, or I will not make the appointment. It makes me sick instead of preparing me. Doesn't prepare anything. Everything just gets stuck. It's really weird, that office. I don't know what it is. I don't know. And I keep asking them, like the Lord, like, should I change from them? And it's like, no. But they always seem to be going through things. I guess if you stick around long enough, you find a whole lot of people always going through things. I had a like one time I had a OBGYN who was just a GYN, which I thought was, my plumbing's gone, so it's like, okay, well, I don't need the OB part, so okay. Um More TMI, whatever. I don't care. Um and both me and my sister-in-laws were going to this one doctor who was just a GYN because we're all, none of us, we're not in that childbearing thing. For them it's like, okay, that's over, been there, done that. And me, it's like, never did, not gonna. And there were two doctors in the practice. They wound up suing each other. And me and my sister-in-law, as we were talking one day, we found out that the one doctor, we all had the same one in the practice, and he was giving us all this same medication, this like vaginal, sorry, cream thing, and like none of us needed it, and we didn't. He gave it to us to use, and we're like, okay. None of us needed it. It was like he was getting kickbacks or something for it. Okay, this is a really random story. I can't believe I'm telling this now, but it was just the strangest thing. And it just turned out the guy is basically like, I don't know, probably shouldn't be practicing, but at last I had checked, I don't know what happened with the lawsuit. The I think the good guy was suing the bad guy being the doctor we had. And the bad guy moved to Florida and started practicing down there. I don't know where he is now. But that was the weirdest thing. We get together one day, we're talking. It's like, oh yeah, he gave me whatever, whatever, whatever. I was like, he gave you that? He gave me that too. My other sister was like, yeah, he gave me that too. We immediately just like, it's like, yeah, I stopped using it because I didn't know what it was for. I was like, yeah, so did I. So did I. And I threw it out. I was like, oh, brother. That's the reason why we all left him. That was the strangest thing. What a jerk. The thing is, he seemed like a nice guy, but I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was about. Let's see, that was before you really could, they were starting to get there. This was like, I don't know, early 2000s. So you still couldn't check everything online as far as, medications and stuff like that to find out exactly what they were for and all that other kind of thing. Because, now it's like right away, you just go on there and look at that and look at everything. Whatever, look and see what other people's experiences with it and all that other kind of stuff. But then it wasn't quite as, it's not like it is now where you could do that. But I need to find out like how that lawsuit went. It was so bad too because it was a nice office. They had a nice practice. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like it felt nice to have somebody who was dedicated to the health outside of being pregnant, because for people who haven't been or aren't going to be again, um sometimes, I don't know, maybe this is just a personal thing, but sometimes you can feel like, yeah, you're not a priority because you're not due or whatever, or if there's not a possibility of you ever being due. It's like, no, I ain't got no, I just got the stuff, it's part of the stuff. So it kind of felt nice to have somebody who was dedicated to that, but who knows, maybe the reason why dude was in that practice is because he messed something up in that part. I don't know. I'm just running my mouth. From bread to, pardon my language, crotch doctors. Okay, Ivy Pearl. You have a good night too. I was building up color and carefully because I'm around all this stuff and trying to make sure I get all of him. That's that and this. Excuse me. I wish I had left this alone, but we'll figure out a plan for that. Okay, so I did the. Let me see. I think I did this next. The orange. Did I? Or did I blend? I think I need some of this first before I. I made some refried beans the other day with some using black beans. Can I tell you how good them things taste to me? And I didn't really add anything to it. Did I put some garlic? But not a lot. I used a lot of restraint. I only used one clove and a little bit of oil. Them things taste so good to me. And I flattened them out, and I like a pancake in a cast iron pan, and flipped it onto a plate, and I've been was using it to make soft corn tacos. I used it for like a burrito the other day. I got a little bit left, but I don't know. I could just dump that on top of some rice and eat it. I don't know what it is about. I like it better than the consistency of just, you know, straight up black beans. You boil them or whatever, and something about it. I don't know. It almost seems like meat to me. Meat. Put the tea. Put my tea in there. Or fry an egg and put it on top. That might be what I do tomorrow for breakfast. I love black beans. I do. And I guess I just remembered just how much I like them. Because I made some because I bought some like kind of bulk. And I kept them in, I vacuum sealed them in some jars. And so I opened one of the smaller jars of it and cooked that jar. What next? Do I want some of this? Didn't I already use this? Just want a little bit more. See how much you can pull. So I feel like all summer, all I've had are appointments. It's like, ugh. I have 2 next week. And I have to go back to the eye doctor, an additional thing, because I want to get a new pair of glasses. Yes, I needed this. And unpacking. I know it's got to be nice to be on this side of that move. I don't know. I don't know where we're going to start on our trying to set up our hydroponic stuff, but like I said, I want to have it. I want to have it up by November. That's what I'd like. I feel like I'm trying to get into the spirit of things a little bit early because I have um well, I saw on YouTube this thing about how to grow ginger indoors from from buying ginger in the store or whatever. And I tried it the one way I saw, and I was like, that didn't work. So then I thought, well, I wonder if we can do it the way they used to have you do like in school, they used to have you grow the potato in the house. You put the toothpicks in it and over some water. So that's what I did with some of the ginger I got from my organic produce delivery. And it already had some knobs, those little white knobs coming out of it. And so I thought, okay, well, this is a good candidate. Let's just try it because they gave me two really big pieces. So it was like, yeah, okay, so I can take part off of this big piece and use this. And the part that has the knobs on it, and those knobs are getting little green things coming out of it, so it's working. So I may actually have my indoor ginger plant. I hope so, because you can cook with the leaves too, not just the root. Not that I need another indoor plant. The aloe is still going crazy, as well as the baby I took off of it. Those are, it's like, ugh. So I need to really regularly start using it on my hair or something to make sure, like, well, that's what it's good for. So I should be using it. I've just never had an aloe grow for me before. My hydrangea well, not hydrangea, my geranium that was looking, you know, was all traily and had woody things on it. Well, I had trimmed it at one point early in the season, and um, I rooted two of the stems, so that's growing in in a pot, the two stems, and then I have the hanging plant. I gave up having it hanging because it kept raining so hard that it was filling up with water and just like making the hook lean, and it's like I ain't got time for that. And I didn't want to put drainage holes in that pot because I bring it indoors in the winter, and I just like to have one pot that I don't have to have a saucer or anything under, and it seems to be okay with that. So now it's like it's all filled out with green leaves, bright green, and it's got the flowers on there. I should take a picture of it tomorrow. It's beautiful. I was like, wow. I put it out on the back steps, and it's happy. I think that will work. I don't know if I want it to be darker down here or what. I don't know. Since it's, at the ground. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like that's one thing with we always get a thing with gnats in the summer, and so that's one thing that makes me nervous about the hydroponic thing is like dealing with that. Because like I use that gnat be gone stuff, those little pellets, to keep them from making babies, but I don't know if they come in from other produce or what. It just always seems to be some kind of a thing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around that because if they go after my food stuff, I'm going to be really upset. But usually they're gone by um, at a certain point. They're gone because the air is too dry or whatever. So, well, mine are actually they're around food, but then sometimes in the past I've noticed like sometimes they'll be around certain plants, especially ones that need a lot of water. They might do that, but usually my solution for that, I put them in the sunroom and it dries. It's just yeah, I know. Like you don't want to endanger. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can find anybody who has some of both, like hydroponic gardening and other plants or whatever, um, and see how that works because even like when you buy plants from the stores, sometimes they come with stuff on them or in them, and you got to kill it. Um, so I get kind of that's why I got nervous. I started double checking and said, "Nah, I don't know." about giving you plants, it's like, I don't know, because I don't know what's going to be in it, and I don't want to mess up her stuff. And I don't know how you insure against that kind of thing. So, yeah, I don't know how that works. And that's something I want to find out, because I got all these plants in the house, and I am going to try and, they're kind of going to be, from where I'm thinking, they'll be in a separate place. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking a lot about how to do that. And she said, never mind. I know that's right. Well, you can do some flowers hydroponically too, right? Well, I'm sure you can, because I know some kits actually have like flowers in them. I mean, I know maybe it seems like it's not the same or whatever, but I don't know. I was watching this one guy. I can't remember what the name of his channel is. Um, but I think he lost a bunch of his plants like to the sun. They had him outside, and he had tons. He lived somewhere tropical. And he was showing how many of the plants that he lost. It was so sad. I knew and he says, I know it seems weird, I'm crying over plants, but, and I was like, no, I get you. All those plants he had, and like just one day of being away from them and them being exposed to too much sun, just like, poor guy. I wonder how he's doing. I gotta find his channel. I can't remember his name. So maybe you could do that. Do some hydroponic ones. I wonder if that's dark enough. Do we need brown in there? I don't know. I'm using this. I could probably leave some of this and wait. This makes me feel like I need to do his face more, but then I can do that, which I messed up and I can't erase it. I tried to. Did I try hard enough? Maybe I didn't try hard enough. Well, that came off a little bit. It's not too bad. Oh, that looks better. Yeah, I understood totally how he felt. I was kind of like, I mean, they weren't my plants, but I was really feeling his pain. I was like, oh no, no. Okay. So I think I need to move to something else. But I don't know about the whole color thing in here. I don't know. I'm going to stick to just. I don't want to do too much. And I don't want to touch that because I don't want to. Hey, Amy. Happy Friday. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this book, but it just kind of like hit me. It really hit me when I saw it, and I just was surprised. It's Fabia Anna Fabiana Antanasio book, mythographic book, Fairy Wonderland, and it's old, and I don't know why I can't find the date on here. I thought the date was always in these. When I find it, I'm gonna write it down. Because don't they have to have a copyright date and stuff in them? I thought. Here it is. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's 2023? I thought it was older than that. It's from 2023. Huh. Interesting. I thought it was older than that. Oh, eyelash falling in my eye. Stop. So, you know what? I like that now that he erased everything I did on there. What it leaves behind isn't too bad. So we got the fairy. And I don't know what to do with these guys. I almost feel like I want it to be white on top, but how do you show white? Should I make these brown or green? I don't know. I keep feeling this brown here. Brown and gold. Where's that gold? Is this it? Brown sugar. Brown sugar. Oh, I found this musician today that I don't know. The algorithm was kind to me today. I like her. Her name. See if I can do this without knocking myself out of everything. Her name is. Her name is. My name is. My name is. Her name is Pan. I don't know how you put Pantera. Now this is weird because I know there's like a, like a metal band Pantera. So I don't know how you pronounce this because she has a accent or like a Terra. I don't know. Grave E, on her name. But let me just share the video. Share, copy. And the song it's a video. It says, I quit my job or quit my job. I really like the video and I really like the song and I really like her style. So I found somebody new to listen to. I listened to another one of her songs too. I really like her style. And okay, so like I got kind of suspicious there because things be going on. I thought, is she AI? And she is not AI. I actually did some investigation. She's a real person. She went to Brown University and she worked or works at Apple. Has been working at Apple. She's got like a degree in. Is this going to show me that? Is this going to show me the things I want or no? I want to see the Brown University thing. Well, let me just say that's her artist name, Pantera. She is a real person who went to Brown University and she won an award there too. And she was a computer science major. So, see, I got so paranoid. It's like, oh, I like her. I'm like, is she real? I have to check. Uh, I can't find my Google search on it. It didn't save it. It didn't save the things I want. I have to go deep in there. I'm not in the mood for that right now. She is real. I really like that video. It's really interesting. And I like the song too. I think that's something that's on the minds of what certain, I don't know, what is it, millennials? Is that the age where people are in their 20s, early 30s? Okay, I see another spot where I probably need orange, or do I? No, there's this. Where's that coming from? I can't tell. I'm going to make it grass because I don't feel like breaking out with the red again. So, something else I might be able to do with my bread pieces is to make like a savory I don't know, savory dish with eggs in a frying pan and the bread. I don't know. I'm sure somebody's got a recipe like that for something across all the cuisines of the world. Somebody's got one like that, I'm sure. I just can't remember what it is. And I'm not coloring that red either. Executive decision. I'm done. I'm done with the red orange. Not tonight. I don't feel like it. I feel like if I do any more with that, I'm going to really mess it up. So I'm banning myself from red orange. Didn't play my piano today. I need to do that tomorrow. I was running the streets early this morning. I think that's why I just was like, I was numbed out this afternoon. Hanging out a little bit on YouTube. Trying to recover from the morning. I love this color. It also needs to be sharpened. And it's about time for me to run a graphite pencil through one of these. But for now, we're doing that. I think I like doing the gold first. So if you like paper crafts, I noticed that Martha Makes Art she's on a kind of collaboration. I noticed was Black Whisper Cat is one of the people in there as well, and some other folks where there's a I think there's a kit or something from someone on Etsy that they're all using. And Martha is one of those people that got me interested in doing things like that, like junk journaling, paper crafts. Her and Deb Hauk, who I hope is doing well. I'm thinking of you, Deborah. Um, so I'm gonna be tuning in to see what Martha does with the things that they're given, because even though I don't really do that, and I probably would if I had more space and time, but I gotta pick my battles. And then I take up bread making on top of that. I didn't need another thing. But at least that's the thing I eat, so but yeah, I'm gonna be tuning in to see what they do with that, because I always find it inspiring. Even sometimes seeing the like I don't know, color combinations and textures and the different um things they incorporate as far as mediums and things like that. I learned from that. I've yeah. So it helps me think about creating. There was actually, like, I saw a short documentary on an artist, and forgive me, I can't remember her name. I'm so bad. It's in California, African American. I think she was 90 something, and she does very much deals with like various objects and putting them together. Um, in a lot of ways, like, paper crafting and things like that. Okay, now I see the chat on. Uh, that's wild. On Restream, it wasn't there before. What time? And it only showed up on. It took a long time to show up. Hmm, that's weird, and it doesn't show the whole chat. Very strange. Anyway, um, it was really interesting to hear her talk about, like, she has boxes and boxes of objects that she has acquired, picks up from odd places and saves, because somehow it appeals to her, and she's like, well, I don't know where I'm going to use this, but I like this, and someday I'm going to use it in something. Okay, so imagine how many boxes and boxes she has of things. And she'll make things like dioramas and things like that. She'll make small things, big things. um and it was interesting to hear her talk about it. I did share it on my wall, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I think. Here we go. I'm gonna look at my wall again. See if I can find it really quick. I can't remember everybody's name. Hold up. Oh my gosh, I watched this cool guy. It's so weird. That was something else I watched too. It's like, I don't know how you showed up in my algorithm, but I'm really glad you did. This guy who was cooking and philosophizing, like really talking like theory, like literary and social theory and cooking. And I learned something about cooking chicken wings from him while I was watching. It's really wild. It seems like it was before that. It seems like it was after that. Where is she? Da 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 da. Did I not share it? Maybe I didn't share it. I'd have to look at my history. Do I feel like doing that? Something else I watched. A singer, Vanetta Fields. I had no idea. She was on tour with Pink Floyd. And I never thought about it. The singers on Pink Floyd, especially, well, on Dark Side of the Moon. But She took her video down. That's interesting. Where is it? I thought sure I shared her, but I guess I didn't. I have to look for it again. Didn't seem like it was that long ago. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, Vanetta Fields was talking about like she'd never heard of Pink Floyd or anything. She's just like a hired background vocalist, and it was so funny to hear her talk about like um, I think it was David Gilmour who was like really the more down to earth one. He didn't go to like private school or anything like that, and he was kind of like the one that like they would really like chill and hang out with until then other guys kind of got kind of loosened up and warmed up to hey, we're just on this tour, we're doing this thing. And she'd never it was this wasn't she wasn't singing R&B music, she was singing in a I don't know, do you consider is Pink Floyd progressive rock? I don't, you know what, all of a sudden I don't even know. I guess they are, as far as categories go. For some reason I start thinking more of like King Crimson when you say progressive rock. King Crimson is what I think of. I don't necessarily anymore think of Pink Floyd, maybe because you hear Pink Floyd on the radio now. You don't really hear King Crimson that much on the radio. But it was pretty cool to hear her talk about the experience of being on that tour. I think I like the brown and gold. I feel like I want. I hope this isn't a mistake. Uh, okay, take care, Amy. You have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend. All that jazz. I probably need to go soon. I need to get up and walk around. Is it going to rain? It's dark. Yeah, our days are getting shorter now, aren't they? Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. And that's not a laugh. Okay, we got more gold over here. Let's do these. Am I going to make them all brown? Oh. You have to decide on a color for these little shelf mushrooms. Maybe that'll be where we stop when we have to decide on that. And I don't know. I'm going to make them gold. And then maybe don't put brown in these because we might do something else with them. How's it sound? Leave it open. I need to do some writing probably. That's what I need to do tonight. That's something else I've been doing a lot of. Oh, what the heck is that? Where's that coming from? Almost sounds like it's raining. I can't tell because it's dark. I can remember what pencil I used. Brown sugar. Maybe this will help me see the picture more next time I look at it. Maybe have my eyes away from it a bit to really see it after a while, you know. I don't know what I want the background to be, you know, here. These little ornamenty things. That actually worked. Doing what I did on it and then erasing it out. That actually worked, which is really weird, but it worked. I kind of like it, or I'm just getting used to seeing it or something. But I kind of like it. But then I got to figure out how to do that on the tail. To figure out what color to be on top of these mushrooms, which I don't know. And I got leaves in here. I don't know if I'm ready to stop coloring yet or not, though. That's the only thing. So something I know I can do is the leaves on this page. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, 7. There's a lot. Okay, let's just start. See if I can match what I did. I think the main thing that I did, I just lightly. What the heck? I traced over some of these lines. I lightly went over the whole thing, and then I went over the middle part again. That's how I got like with this. I was like, oh, okay, that makes it look like it has depth. Simple, but like it worked. And I don't know like where, I don't know. I was kind of just doing it subconsciously while I was like listening to something or watching something. So sometimes that just really works for me to not totally be thinking about it. Just pick up a pencil and use it. Which maybe is why I have all these pencils on my desk. Sometimes sometimes I guess it works for me, even though I don't like how it feels having them all on here, really. Having to push them aside all the time, hearing them clack and all that garbage. Not quite sure what to do, like with the edges, but like on the other ones, I think I went back and like in some places in the indentations, I made a mark because I didn't want to outline all around. That seemed like kind of weird. So I think I'm going to stick with that. Do that. Even if I don't know exactly where to do that or how much, I'm going to do that. Do-de-do-de-do. So I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, except I do need to finish the laundry that I thought I was going to do earlier this week, but then a whole bunch of stuff happened that prevented me from doing it. It wasn't a lot, but now I probably have the right amount to, like, yeah, now you have to. So, probably get up early tomorrow and do that first. This weather has been so strange this summer because I don't know. It's like everything seems to be 3 weeks at least ahead of where it normally would be as far as things that are always here every year in the yard. And like the lovage is like it's already like it's already not worth looking at. It actually looks like it usually looks in like I don't know like know, September, like late September. So that's, I don't know, that might be more than 3 weeks. And I'm just kind of surprised. It's like I hardly got to get anything off of it. And it's already like gone. I might be able to find something maybe at the roots, find some leaves. But it's already looking like my season's over. I don't know if I feel like doing these divot things now. I'm not enjoying that. I can feel it. I'm like, I can feel it. I also haven't been, I don't know, I haven't been enjoying wearing my hair in a wash and go either. I don't know, there's this, I cannot keep my, I don't know, I can't keep my hands out of it or something. Not, um, not like, I don't mean like during the day necessarily, but I can't not, I don't know, I can't seem to leave it alone because I'm always wanting to get shed hairs out of my head. And so I'm not enjoying having a wash and go, wearing a wash and go this summer, but that's the easiest thing to do. And except for if I could leave thinking about shed hairs alone, um, I could do it. But see, for me, I don't like having to deal with a whole lot of shed hairs on wash day. I can't stand that. That drives me nuts. But I also don't want to be getting my hair wet every day. And so that's where it's been kind of difficult. And kind of made me want to just blow my hair out and put it in a ponytail, but for the most part, that kind of looks like trash. So, and then if I go like to an appointment or something, I got to do something, I don't know, different with it to make it not look like trash, in my opinion. And so, so I wear the wash and go. But, uh, my gray hairs are really, some of them, I don't know, they just grow strange. And they're so, some of them are so fine that even when it's hard to see when I have taken out a shed gray hair because I can't see it because it's so fine. Some of them are so fine and they're like white, kind of. So it's causing me a little bit of distress because I can't tell when it's really out of my head. And for some reason, the way they are, because they're like really fine strands, some of them, they get caught up in my hair and will be, then you got the single strand knot thing going or whatever, or they just wrap themselves around because they're fine. They don't, and they just like attach to the coarser hairs and just wreak havoc. It's getting on my last nerve. And that's another reason why I've kind of been like up to like April, May, I've been wearing my hair blown out more because I just couldn't deal with that. And it was easier to get rid of those type hairs when my hair was blown out than it was as a wash and go. Unless I got my hair wet every day, which I didn't have time for it. And I also don't think that's really good for the ends of my hair. So I don't know, trying to find my happy place with my hair again. I really wanted to just leave it in mini twists all summer, but that didn't happen either. I had went a few days with them like that, off and on. Excuse me, which was helpful for keeping my hands on my head. But then it got to a point where I had to blow it out to trim it. And so there was that. Okay, so we got that one. We got that one. I feel like, well, maybe it's just that her leaves are different from common vines leaves. Is, is that what I'm feeling? Did I do something in here? Yeah, I did a little bit of work in this one, aviary, and these trees confound me. I can't. I feel like I can't get them to look the way I want them to. Like now, like I always wind up with them looking kind of like worms, and I don't. I don't know. I don't really like that. I don't know. And I think that's what made me go to this book. Was like it's like I don't know. I can't seem to get where I want to get. I started doing in the gray. I started doing some blue around the gray, which I kind of like that to give some variation to the background. I like that, which I got from working in the Luna, Maria Troll's Luna book and working on those backgrounds. That's where I got, I was like, oh, that's how I can do some kind of whatever, whatever. So that's what I did here. And then I started working on that. I also did some darkening of the wood in here, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. And I just wasn't feeling doing that. But that's the only thing I worked on in here. Yeah. And I looked through some of the other pages. It's like, nah, I really don't feel like working on that or that or that or that or that. This one's too far away from where I left off. I don't want to start that far up. Yeah, so then I went in a whole new book. Where's my green? An olive green. I need an olive green. Where are we at? I'm gonna finish the leaves. So I kind of almost was wondering with these leaves, it's like, do I actually want to darken them? And I was like, I'm afraid of what will happen if I try to darken them. I'm not sure I got that skill. I like the leaves so much the way that they are, even if I would want, I don't know, the color to be deeper or something, but I really like I don't know, I like how they look. So I kind of don't want to mess with it. And maybe try going next level on another page, maybe another page I don't like as much, to see how it happens, how I can make it happen. I need to see this leaf. Where's that one that got totally dark in the middle? Can't quite see this one. Why does that one look a lot more shady or something? I'm gonna make it darker though. Ooh, I'm about to lose this whole thing. Don't go, don't go. Metal case. Oh. So, what's up with this? I can't see that. Okay. Oh. So this is from 2023. That's only 3 years old. Kind of surprised. I wonder how old the other ones I have are. I wonder if she kind of, I don't know, I wonder if she changed her style a bit or something. I don't know, I just have a totally different feel with this book than with her other ones. Okay, light touch. Oops. We said light touch. Then what did we do? I still have that Stevie Wonder song to learn. I haven't done anything with it except for what, one or 2 days last month, I think. And I was like, not yet. And then I did the thing to my hand, and it was like, not going there. Still not on a steady program, except I still keep doing the same warm up exercises, which is good. I think I'm still kind of nervous about making my tendon or whatever go wacky. But I don't know. I probably should see like a physical therapist or something because I don't want another doctor's appointment. I'm like, oh, but I probably should do that. I probably should do that. So I can get somebody at least to give me the right exercises to do. I can go for a while. I can get good advice and then keep that and move on and have somebody to go to every once in a while. So I will practice, every day when possible. But I'm nervous because, like, I can really, Like I really will. I'll practice and I won't stop. But I know that's not good for, I can be very obsessive, especially with piano, especially with anything musical. I can be very obsessive with it. And so I gotta watch myself. And so I'm doing a lot of things with paying attention to how I feel physically and to not know when to stop. But I could literally just be on there all day and not care. It's always my instrument of choice. It was really pretty much denied me until I could make it happen for myself, which took a long time. In the meantime, wherever I had access to one, I was on it. And I actually learned guitar only because that's what I had access to. Somebody actually gave me one. So, like, see, isn't it always like you start out and then, like, it winds up being the first one you did is the one that all of a sudden you don't like the most because it's the first one you did? And I think that's because I don't know how I'm going to fix it. Or if this is how we wind up making them darker. I just hope I don't mess it up. Remember when I was a kid that our neighbor, I think he was in a like a violin quartet or something like that, a string quartet, and sometimes they would practice next door, and he would get tickets to the Philharmonic and stuff, and so we would go. Um, and one time, because he knew people in the orchestra, like we could go up and meet them, and so like one time we went up on he asked what did I want, and I says, oh, and I wanted to see the harp. I wanted to meet the harpist, and I wanted to touch the harp. Oh my gosh, I was like beside myself. I wanted to play the harp. Okay, like yeah, that didn't happen. Would have been cool if it did, but that didn't happen. Of all things to play, I don't even know how much a starter harp is. That's like it's a big deal. But that was so fun, like touching it, because it sounds so magical. Then we met one time. There we met, bumped into like a flautist, one of the flautists in the bathroom, or bathroom break, and she let both me and my sister try to, to play it, to get a sound out of it. And I guess I got the sound out of it. My sister didn't. I I wound up a few years later playing the flute, even though I didn't want to. But I at the time I think I kind of wanted to because I wanted to play any instrument, but that wasn't the instrument I wanted to play. I wanted to play piano, and I wound up playing that for many years until I traded my flute, my second one, for call it my first real one because it was a really nice one. I traded that in for an acoustic electric guitar with no regrets. Telling all my stories today, I guess. I showed you my bread fails. Well, two of them. So I'm actually going to go and put these. Well, I don't know about the bread I made yesterday. I may try and make something for breakfast with it. Or I know if I make bread pudding with it, my husband will tear that up. I'm not so much of a bread pudding person, but he loves the stuff. I don't know. If I make that, maybe he'll finish the bathroom tomorrow. It might. He likes bread pudding that much. It'll make him do anything. I don't know. That was never one much for that at all. Ooh. Mm-mm. I guess it depends on who makes it, because I know there's different ways to make it. I saw one that somebody made, and I was like, really? That's bread pudding? That looks good. It doesn't look like any bread pudding I ever saw. Uh, yeah, like this one the least now. That's funny. I think I'm looking at it too hard. I think I want to write a little bit tonight. I think that's what I want to do. So, yeah, so these little guys, if you know, like, what a whatchamacallit looks like, to try and make these look like sparkly and like all, the way they look, all jellied like, that's what I gotta do with these. I don't know how that's gonna happen. Oh, there's another leaf. See, oh, there's two. I don't know if I go over these with a darker green and like the same kind of shade. Is that the thing to do to make them darker? I, I don't know. I don't know. I forget about doing that, and when I'm finished with the picture, just spray it and everything's shiny. It doesn't matter how dark anything is because it's shiny. I like shiny. Hmm. I just feel myself trying to learn something new with coloring. Do something differently. Also, was very relaxing. guess I could seem off with that. Any more leaves? This one. I almost can't see the lines on this one. I woke up this morning and I was kind of a little shook because I actually dreamed about my best friend from high school. It was kind of sad. She really was on my mind, and it just was like, I mean, she was the dream. When we were hanging out together, it was like when we hadn't been together in a long time, and we were catching up or whatever, and I just woke up thinking like, what a wonderful person she was, and how I wish I could hang out with her now. She passed away in 2011, and I always thought she was one of those. I always thought we would, you know, be near each other again and hang out because we had said we were going to start like a children's clothing business and all this other kind of stuff. We had all these ideas and everything, and yeah, and she was really, what a heart. One of those people, like, it's like, how did you come out of this and yet you are like this? Just, man, she would do anything for anybody. It just was really special. I miss her. And I miss that we didn't get more time together in adulthood than we did. And it just seemed really odd to me that I dreamed about her last night. I was like, what made that happen? I mean, very vivid. I don't know if I should be doing that, what I just did or not, but I did it. I might not like it tomorrow. I guess then we'll fix it. In the moment, it's feeling right. When it could be very wrong. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'm on this. No. Am I trying to darken these or something? Is that what's happening? I don't know. I don't think I should do that, what I just did. So why am I not stopping? I need to stop. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay, that is it for me. I'm gonna stop there. It's a good place to stop. Did I knock this thing over? So, that's where we've left off. I don't know which one to. I guess I'll end with this since I started with it. I guess. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for those who watch on the replay. And y'all have a good rest of your night. Bye bye.